Hi folks, it's May 11th, 2020. The markets are closed right now. And let's begin with a recap. We expected a gap higher on Sunday. It was clear from the short-term cycles on the IWM. The top would come in anytime between, I believe, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And we kind of held into the 2 a.m. bar before declining. And it was also clear that a drop into Monday would be a buy, but we are churning right now, and I expect the churn to continue uh, at least into tomorrow. My expected time frame for the churn to last is it was there in the Sunday post, but I believe it was anytime from Sunday 7 or 8, sorry, Tuesday 7 or 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. overnight for people in US. So that does not prevent the market from seeking a higher high before falling back and returning to similar levels as Monday, as is evident from the IWM cycles. So I'm not going to claim I know exactly how uh, Tuesday and Wednesday would play out cycle wise. My best guess is based on today's action, since the price models are positive, that we actually see higher values after the ES opens this evening. So if we start to get higher values, that could persist into 2 a.m. overnight before I would think we decline into open through 10 a.m. and then rise again and then potentially decline again into the Tuesday time frame I just mentioned. The overall game plan for the market seems to be to actually move towards the 360 degree Hertz cycle resistance, 360-day Hertz cycle resistance, uh, which I believe is currently at 3015.9. So that'll be like 3007 ES. So I think that's what the market is shooting for. I think once we get there, we again get some pullback before we get the massive upsurge. If we look at the Hertz cycles, similar time frames on the hourlies, we can see that, sorry, that's 1 minute. We're actually recovered out of the correction from April 29th through May 3rd, 4th, and once again positioned in the order of 360, 90, and 45. So kind of in a trending phase. And this hit after hours is being supported currently by the 45. So there's a good chance we bounce from here. If 2924.8 goes, then either we shoot for a midpoint between 2898.7 and 2924.8 or max 2898.7. So that's kind of visually what the expectation is, just so that the intermediate to long-term players are clear versus the short-term traders who might be pursuing every possible squiggly here. So on the VIX model, uh, or let's call it the unified model, going starting from here. This is for SPX, and I have another one for ES. Obviously, for futures, the hits are pretty precise actually, and we can see that how uh, the market seeks the uh, the the upside pivots and the downside pivots once the midline is breached or surpassed. So here's the closing above the upside pivots, and obviously that signals a sell, and we breach on Friday. That was April 30th. We get a hit on Sunday at the downside. Now downside is complete. We have a peak below the downside, and market has to go and hit the upside. Hits the upside, starts to seek support at the midline, is rising. This is the Friday bar. The pivot is 2884.49 on ES, and I'm gonna start using that actually. The previous day's low side pivot instead of what's being shown here, because that's more significant. You should not break that. So today's low was like 28.89. Also overnight, if you notice, it basically took a hit at 0.382 between midline and the expected upside target. And you can see I've added 0.618 and 0.382. And obviously, if 0.382 goes, then we're seeking the 0.618s, and then so on and so forth, and same on to the downside. Right now, since we're uptrending, the key pivot is last week's low, which is 2884.49 on the midline. So just remember that. Here we are in the SPX. Once again, a bullish close because we closed above midline. So there's a good chance we see the 0.382 once again or higher. I don't know. And then we should remain supported by 2891.49 SPX or 2884 on the ES. Those will be actually the mobs for this week. Scooting over to the Gann model, looking at the 11th close, everything is positive. We have the monthly mob at 2915.45. We have the weekly at 2918.24, which is higher than the monthly. Midpoint is 2916.84. That's another stop you guys can use. These are cash values. And we managed to close above the monthly pivot. So literally what's going on is the market is retesting the May mob before it can head higher. Cycles wise, I have adjusted the price based on today's action. So, if you compress it, this is kind of what you get. And so if you look at it, there's a potential to move higher from here. This is about 4 to 6 p.m. So once ES opens, it'll be interesting which direction it takes off in. And then I would expect that tomorrow morning we give back some of the gains, some more sideways action before moving higher. The move could start either tomorrow from open through 10:10, or it could start on Tuesday between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. Eastern. Obviously, we got sell on the hourlies, which is supported at 27.14, and then the higher degree wave supports it at 2917.52, which is kind of the same pivot as what we had on the Gann model, 16.84. So higher degrees should support a lower degree sell after hours. That's my take on it. From higher degrees, we have all of these pending targets, and that's kind of being seen in the cycles as well. So that's the scoop of the day, and maintain your stops, and good luck.